I hope everybody's doing well today and enjoying some beautiful Saturday wherever you are. Trying to give myself a nice background here. Hang on. There we go. So today we've got a exciting Xuanzang's Tower class coming up with Mr. Tim. And so far, it's been an exciting journey learning about the perfection of wisdom. Put your thinking caps on, because I think this book is just getting tougher every time. Is Tim here? Do you have your homework ready? All right. So I guess coming to us live from Rimrock Xuanzang's Tower Studios, Mr. Tim Lowenhaupt with a really sizable win or not.
Nick, are we here? Are we on?
I can hear you now.
Yeah, cool.
We're touched.
All right, here we go, guys. Thank you for the beautiful introduction, Nick. And
Thank
thanks
you
for all of your
Yeah.
thanks for all your hard work making this.
Hardly, no, hardly.
Oh, man, gosh.
Hi, Geshe-la.
Good morning.
Good afternoon.
Now I know why you went to Portugal.
How's your hand?
Good, not bad.
Good. Healing up. Okay, good. Whoa.
Birthday next week.
So again, I couldn't hear that. The audio, you guys, for some reason, is a little muddy.
Going through there. Nick, is it better now?
Let me hear Geshe Michael.
Hola, boo boo boo.
Got it.
Yes, that's better. If you said de la boo boo boo, I got it.
All
All
right.
right, cool. Okay. Is it better now?
Yes,
The
yes, that is
setting,
better.
the setting of the microphone was pointing towards the audience, not towards us.
I see. Okay, good. I think we're good to go now. Thank you so much.
All right, here we go. Quiz number 3 from. All right, so we're going to go through the last debate before the penultimate, well, the last one we just did.
Okay.
All right, okay. So the opponent shows up and says the definition of a good classical commentary is something that is pure speech, which both fixes and protects you. So the first question is, we're thinking about, what do you do in a debate when an opponent comes at you with a question or a statement like this? What's the first thing you do when you get a statement from an opponent? And how long in a debate ground do you have to do it?
Run the 3 tests.
Not exactly, but similar. It's kind of like that, Nick.
Or counterexample?
Yay.
Kind of, but first, even before you think about what the counterexample would be,
Take a breath.
take a breath.
Ask the question to the opponent.
I'm sorry, could you repeat that?
Ask question to the opponent's side based on the statement given by him.
No, not yet.
What do you mean? See if you agree on the definition of, I mean, well, there's a definition, but see if you agree on terms. You agree on terms.
Right. What do we assume about the opponent's claim that they throw at us? We assume there's something incorrect.
Yeah.
So the first thing we should do is
Figure out what's wrong.
figure out what could be wrong, right? And then in the debate ground, how long
Conversation you want.
in the debate ground, how long do we have to do this?
-5 seconds.
-5 seconds. That's what Sunam said. Normally, you don't get much time in the debate ground before they think about it, but since we're translating and we're going slow, we're going to think about what could be wrong with this definition. So let's look at the definition here. The definition of a good classical commentary is something that's pure speech with both fixes and protects you. What could be wrong? There's 3 possible errors here. And what could they be?
Oh, good question.
Pure, fix, and protect.
Could you say a little bit more about that?
Is it really pure speech?
Uh-huh.
Does it really fix you? Does it really protect you?
Correct, right. So we have a good classical commentary. Is it something that is a good classical commentary, not necessarily pure speech? Is it not necessarily something that fixes you, or is it not necessarily something that protects you? Okay. And
Hey,
so then the
Tim?
debate goes, yes.
Sorry to interrupt, but people are asking if you could slow down a bit in your
Okay.
speech.
It's not pure, I guess.
Yeah. Thank
And
you.
it's not designed to fix, it doesn't fix you.
This is a champion.
Okay. Those are the three options. All right. So question 3. So what is the counterexample that we give to refute the claim and explain how it refutes the claim?
We give examples of non-Buddhist classical commentaries.
That's the debate before this debate, Nick. I'm sorry.
Oh, no.
It could be written down, it doesn't have to.
There's a particular text that we give as a counterexample.
Oh,
Our sushi.
That was about 10 debates ago.
She's in the plane.
I know it was a long time ago. It was in Kyoto.
that was a lot of jet lag ago.
Yeah. Nick, you were very close to this. Okay.
Mm.
So the counterexample we give is the 25,000 verses on the Perfection of Wisdom Sutra. And the basic
Yes.
reason it's a counterexample is because it is something that is pure speech, it fixes you, and it protects you. And it's a sutra.
Not a complaint.
It's not a commentary.
Yeah.
So the
good.
definition that the opponent gives us can't be the definition of a classical commentary, because if it were a definition of a classical commentary, then this sutra would be a classical commentary, and it's not a classical commentary.
Cool. What's the structure of the ALL database that relates to this question?
Things are
The whole ALL
separated into the Kangir, Tengir, and the Tibetan commentaries.
Yeah, the whole ALL database comes in 3 great sections. One is the sutras and tantras, Kangir, and then one is the commentaries, Tengir, and then one is the Tibetan commentaries. So, how many books in each one?
990, 3,738 or something. And
Yeah,
And-
990 sutras and tantras survive total, and we input all of them. And then 3,700 roughly commentaries from India survive. We input all of them. And then how many Latin commentaries? About 300.
20,000 and counting.
About 300,000. Only about 16,000 are finished in the database. So we still have 270, 80,000 to go. John Brady's team is still cataloging about 400,000, 300,000 in Mongolia. So they cataloged 141,000 in Russia. Okay. Cool. 8,000 in America. 8,000 in American libraries. Yeah. Cool.
Here's some easy Tibetan vocabulary words. Kapnanda,
Pure speech.
pure speech.
Yay.
What's the wrong definition of this word?
Dharma is the wrong definition.
Dharma is the wrong definition. Or water. I mean, you could probably said any word, and it would have been. What's the common wrong definition of this word? Dharma, right?
Yeah.
What makes this word different than dharma?
It's got a How prefix.
And Lin's just going like this,
The thing.
the thingy.
Pure
Yeah.
speech is the function of pure speech is to fix and protect, not necessarily sama.
Fix it.
Yeah, so
Nice.
this one is just fixes. And
Nice.
then Subhuti gave the answer to the next question.
Go.
Checked.
Protect, right.
Nice.
Great. Thank you, everybody. Yay.
Yay, here's the translation.
I didn't do it.
No, come on.
I tried and then I lost in the first line. And so
I don't worry about it. Here we
Muhammad
go.
Ali paragraphs.
it beat me.
Knock me out. Okay, Tim's gonna read the first paragraph and then we'll get on to other victims. Here we go. Okay.
All right, Kachik. Rang sompa po nam yang mepe semchem ki ke akai gong drill du sampe gak nam dak kai gong drill tu gir pe tension nam dak ki seni serna.
Good. So he's presenting a
Wrong
definition.
definition.
Okay.
Something that's wrong.
Because the word ser is there at the end, it means
He said
Somebody
He
else is
claims.
claiming it.
claims, which means this definition must be
incorrect in some way.
mistaken somehow. Okay. Let's go backwards. What are we trying to define? Gai gong del to kyrpe denjin namdak. So denjin namdak is easy.
That's a good or pure,
Yeah,
good classical
A
commentary,
good classical commentary, which is a delpa,
which is a explanation or explains
the gongba of the ka.
the true meaning of the speech of the Buddha,
Yeah, the true intent
true intent.
of the speech of the Buddha. So any book which comments on what the Buddha really meant in the Buddha's own teachings is a shastra or a teacher. Okay, and then we're going to have the definition. He's going to propose a definition for a classical Buddhist commentary. Okay, so the period from when to when. You could basically say, who is that? Ashwagosha or just before Nagarjuna. It's about 100 AD, roughly. Although the Abhidhamma literature is more older, some of it, up to 1000 AD. Okay, about 900 years. Okay, Indian commentaries. Okay, when was the Kagya written? Spoken.
2,500 years ago.
Yeah, and then there's a 600-year gap between when people were fiddling around with Abhidhamma. Okay, all right. So his definition of a classical commentary is which comments upon the Buddha's speech, which kind of makes it Buddhist. Okay, because we learned already that classical commentary doesn't have to be
A Buddhist
Buddhist.
commentary.
Okay, but now he's restricting it to commentaries on ka, which is the word of the Buddha. Okay. First of all, it should be not
It
namdat.
should be pure speech.
Should be pure speech.
Which
It should be composed
composed
as a japa.
as in that which comments or as a
Yeah,
comments on the true intent of the Buddhist speech.
yeah. It comments on the true idea or the true intention of the Buddha's speech and the tsompapo of the shastra.
The author of
The author of the
comment,
shastra should be a person whose sem is namyang me.
Mhm. Not distracted.
Distraction.
Yeah, whose mind is free of all distraction. That's a weird definition, but we gotta go with it. Okay, who gave it?
The Kachi.
Some
The
guy.
other guy. The other guy said the definition of a classical commentary is any pure speech which was written in commentary to the word of the Buddha by a person who
Man is.
had no mental distraction ever at all. Okay.
So could we say this is someone who's an arhat, or is this someone who just has single point
No.
meditation?
I mean, that's up to you to decide.
Okay, got it. Okay.
So where could you find a person who has absolutely no distraction at all? Okay. All right. And then we're gonna be discussing where could you find such a person? That's gonna be part of our answer. Okay. So here, I want to do one more part.
All right. Ona. Kai Gondra Dungirpe Tencha Sompa Boy Kansach Yina. Namyang Yula Midenpe Kabartao.
Sarcastic.
Okay. Cookie Dam Chetap Tepechir.
Good. Mona means what?
Well,
By the way, that's a trap. Okay, it's like, oh, I see. It means I'm about to destroy you. Okay. Oh, really? That's so interesting. That's what my boss used to say. So, that's so interesting. No, I don't think you should have a raise. Nah. Kai Gongda.
the true intent of the Buddhist speech.
Yeah, commenting on
the explanation of
the true idea of the Buddhist speech, a
an author.
classical commentary to that.
Mhm.
The person who composed such a commentary, if someone is that kind of concept,
If there's that kind of person.
yeah, if someone is the kind of person who's going to write a commentary and comment on the true intent of the Buddha's own speech, then that person must be Gyula Namyen Minden.
They have to be someone who doesn't have distraction in their mind.
Yeah, according to you, anyone who ever writes a commentary on the Buddha's intent must be a person who never who has absolutely no distraction in their mind, right? Yimbatao, that's sarcastic. Oh, I guess anyone who ever wrote a commentary on the Buddha's speech is a person who had no distraction at all, right? Is that your why? And then he says, well, why you say that?
Yeah.
Okay. After tell, he goes, why you say that? Chi-chin. Understood. Then we say, Kiki Damcha Tebe, because your Damcha is Tepa.
Because your
assertion
is
correct. Okay. Your opening line was correct. Okay. You're the one who said that, not me. It means you're the one who said that. Okay. You proposed a definition of classical commentary, which said that it had to be written by a person who had no distraction. So are you saying that everyone who ever wrote a commentary to the Buddha's speech had no distraction? And he goes, why are you saying that? And we said, well, you just said that as a definition, duh. All right. You okay?
Yeah.
Now you can pick on other people.
Okay. The YSI people just showed up.
Yeah, let's pick on them. They picked on us.
So Earl, if you speak really loudly, they'll pick up what you're saying, starting at
Can you give him a cursor?
yeah.
Don't curse at him, just give him a cursor.
Dina, Deyina, Nyunmong Gila Mi Denpe, Kyapartal, Dipa, Kyapartal.
No,
Down.
down.
Yeah.
Oh.
Cha-cha.
Dipa, nature.
In Tibet, they say chunky.
Chunky.
A wolf got in the house. Duna means if you agree that everyone who ever wrote a classical commentary was a person who didn't have any mental distraction at all. Okay. And I don't know why they're on distraction right now. I mean, it's kind of like the last thing you'd think of. You know, as long as it's correct, who cares if he was watching TV afterwards? So anyway, Duna, if you agree, Dayana. So if that's the truth, if it's true that everyone who ever wrote a classical commentary was a person with no distraction, then they must not have had Myomo in their view.
They must not have any mental afflictions in their mind.
And what's the weird assumption by us?
That
if you have
mental afflictions, you can't.
If you have any mental afflictions,
then
you cannot be a person without distraction. That's the implication of what we just said. We said you can't have distraction and write a classical commentary. And he said, why? And then we said, well, our debater said, because you can't have mental afflictions going on in your mind and write a classical commentary. Okay, so I guess he's saying distraction is a mental affliction, maybe.
Mhm.
Okay, cool. So he said, are you saying that a person cannot write a classical commentary if they have any mental afflictions in their mind? Are you saying that? Okay, we're saying that to the other guy. Okay, are you proposing that a person cannot write a classical commentary on what the Buddha really meant if they have any mental afflictions in their mind? Okay, and he says, teacher. Why do you say that? We say,
Because that's what
you
you
just said that.
Yeah.
Okay, we're like impatient. We're like, you just said that. You said if a person has distraction in their mind, they cannot be an author of a classical commentary. And then we said, is it true that if you have any mental afflictions in your mind, you cannot write a classical commentary? He says, why do you ask me that? He says, well, you're the one who just said something like that when you talked about distraction. Okay, cool.
Mhm.
All right. Now, then understood answers. Okay, there's in the debate. There are many in the written debate. There are many understood answers that are not written down. In the mixed nuts standard, we insert them because Western readers don't know about those understood answers. Okay, so we always insert them in italics. Okay, but we didn't do it here. So, who's going to read for you?
Xuanzang, could you read?
Loud. Top line.
Uduma nu te tenchu zomba boy ge pak gi kai nike nika. What is that?
Okay.
Ye nike gila nu mong yu pachu.
Good.
Nice.
You can translate this if you think about it. Do me a thing.
You can't. Well, first of all, the implied statement is he comes back and says, "Well, I agree to."
Yeah, I agree that no one can write a
classical commentary
if they have
affliction.
any
afflictions.
any mental affliction. He says, you know what? I like it. Let's put the definition like that. Then we say,
Wait, you can't agree to that.
no, you can't agree to that because we see sombapos of tensions
We see authors of classical commentaries
who are kipak. Kipak. It's an abbreviation.
So kewo dang pakpa.
Yeah, so kewo dang pakpa ni.
So we say, so we see non-Aryas and Aryas.
Yeah, we see people who didn't see emptiness directly, and we see people who did see emptiness,
who have mental afflictions in their mind,
who did write classical commentaries. So you cannot say that if among the writers of classical commentaries we see people who are Aryas and we see people who are not Aryas. Therefore, it's not always the case that a person who wrote a classical commentary, even in ancient times, had no mental afflictions at all. You can't say that because there were Aryas and non-Aryas. Okay.
Why wouldn't he have said Arhat?
That's a beautiful question. That's a beautiful question. Yeah. Let's see.
Well, because an Arhat doesn't have mental affliction.
Yeah, but Earl's right. The answer would have been more understandable if you said Arhats and non-Arhats.
Maybe Geshe-la, this is another argument. It's saying that because there are Sosokewas and Aryas, that means not only Aryas, not only Arhats can write them.
Well, the point that Earl's making, it's a good point. Okay, if I say to you, not everybody who wrote a classical commentary had no mental afflictions. Why, Geshe-la? Well, because there was people with afflictions and people without afflictions. So the answer would be Arhats and non-Arhats. But we give as our answer people who did see emptiness and people who didn't see emptiness. People who did see emptiness are two kinds. Some have no mental afflictions like Buddhas, and some do have mental afflictions like a fresh Tonglam, a fresh Arya. First level Arya has lots of afflictions. They just don't have 3 afflictions. They have 87,900. No, seriously, they have. So it's a weird reply, and Earl's completely correct. Yeah, it's a weird reply. It's a strange reply.
It's kind of weird, but he's trying to say that he's trying to counter his definition here.
Maybe let's see where
okay,
it goes.
okay.
Earl has a great point. It's a great point right here. Okay. This kind of implies something which is not true, which is that
An Arhat can't write a classical commentary.
no, that an Arya has no
Mental.
which is not true.
What it says here that they do have mental afflictions.
Yeah,
It's a type of aria, not
Yeah.
all arias
yeah,
have mental afflictions, depending what
Yeah.
level they're at.
yeah. Because both Aryas and non-Aryas can have mental afflictions. We have to translate it that way.
Mhm.
Yeah. Okay,
But not all arias have mental afflictions.
that's true because Buddha is an Arya. And Arhats are Arya. Okay, cool. By the way, we drop it there. We just let it go. You know, it'd be interesting to go further along Earl's question, but he drops it because then he says
Shenyang, moreover.
Shenyang means moreover, and he changed that means he's going to change the subject. You know, that's what your kids say when they don't get what they want. They're like, moreover.
You should give me ice cream.
Venerable Gelse, would you like to read loudly?
Shenyang, nupo denme dutse, mame nepe gang saki gie jing dusungi, ke gong drao, dut sampe nupo denme du tompe, tenche nak nam dak yen partel.
Yimbata, sarcastic goes down. Yimbata.
Nak nam dak yen partel.
Yimbata.
Partel.
Go down. Yimbata.
Yen partel.
Yimbata.
Yen partel.
Okay, this is an interesting debate. Let's go backwards on the first line, Tim. Okay, let's take a Gansak
Let's take somebody
who didn't ngepa as a verb.
who verb.
Definitely.
Ascertain.
They did not figure out, or they
Okay.
did not ascertain,
Mhm.
okay, that ngupos are denme.
Things have no nature of their own.
Good, that things, are functional things or things have no nature of their own with his or her symbol.
Her valid
Pure
perception.
Yeah. So
Correct.
who's our chechen? Who's our example here? A person who has not yet seen with accurate perception that things have no nature of their own.
Is that a Sosorkewo?
Okay, let's take a person like that. Yeah, basically a social kill. Let's take a person like that. Let's say they tsamba
They composed
a gongdel.
and a classical comment, well, an explanation of the true intent of the Buddha.
Yeah. And let's say they write a classical commentary on the word of the Buddha, which consists of one of those three, ge, jing, or du.
The long, medium, or short perfection wisdom.
Good.
sutras.
Yeah. Let's say that a person who has not seen emptiness, okay? And by the way, Ngepa can be logically or directly. Let's say the person hasn't perceived emptiness, okay? But they're writing a commentary on the Perfection of Wisdom Sutras, okay? Now, that's an interesting example, right? Okay. And it kind of applies to most of us, maybe, okay? Like they want to give a teaching on emptiness, but they haven't seen it, okay? It's not, they're writing some kind of commentary or they're giving a talk online. Let's say they write a tenture,
Commentary, classical commentary,
which dimbas as a verb,
which teaches
yeah, which teaches that lopos have no dimba.
that things don't have a self nature.
A person who has not ascertained, meaning directly or indirectly, that things are empty, is writing a commentary on the Perfection of Wisdom Sutras, explaining why they teach that nothing has any nature of its own. Okay. Is that ngak namdak?
Are you telling me that that's pure speech?
Is that pure speech? Because we keep throwing in pure speech, right? We keep throwing in pure speech. What makes speech pure? You know, if you have no direct experience of emptiness and you describe it to somebody, is that pure speech? If you correctly relate to another person what an Arya said, is that pure speech?
Yes.
That's the question. That's the debate here. And it's a good debate, right? It's a serious debate. Okay. Can we teach emptiness if we haven't seen it, basically? Okay. Okay. Or more technically, can we write a classical commentary? Which hasn't been done in 1,000 years. Okay. All right. And then we say Tsunja Deeche. Yeah, you define in your definition of a classical commentary, you said it was not namdak.
In your definition, you said that was pure speech.
Yeah, you said a classical commentary had to be pure speech. So I'm asking you, is it pure speech if the person has not directly or indirectly ascertained emptiness, but writes a book about it, writes a book about the Perfection of Wisdom Sutras? Is it pure speech? That's a great question. Okay. And we're talking classical definition. Okay.
Can I ask a quick question, Geshe-la?
Yeah.
For those of us less experienced than you, I guess it's contextual, but when it says Geijing, Du Sum, Gi Kai Gongzhou, like, is it just context that you know that he means any one of those three and not like he's not saying all three of those perfection of wisdoms?
That's a good question. I can answer that by saying no one could write a commentary on all three. That would add up to 150,000 verses. That would be something in the order of 50,000 pages or something. Don't worry.
Right. I was just thinking about it. Okay, I got it.
Yeah.
Right.
That's a good question. Okay, Tim, who's going to read?
Hey, Rob, or Rosa. Sorry.
Short one.
Sure. Okay, I'll give you a short one. How about Rob? Loud.
Duna de Chen Rangi She Dun Rang Mawa Sema
Seme
Ne Pe Nak Yin Bartal. I don't know.
Yin Bartal.
Is that correct or is Yin
No,
Bartal?
that's wrong. And by the way, I'm correcting them.
Okay.
I'm not.
You're not even.
Yeah, because there's so many. It's hundreds.
Okay.
So,
Nak Nam Dak Yin Bei Jir.
yeah. We give a definition of Ngak Namdak here. What's Ngak Namdak? Pure speech. We give by the way, incidentally, we give a definition of pure speech here. And we say pure speech is Rangi Sheden, Rang Mawa Bu, Semengepe Ngak. Okay, so we just have to crack that. His definition, Rang Lu, our definition of pure speech is the following. Okay, and we can go at it slow. Okay, Sheden means this she spelling of she, which is not she. She, it's low tone sha. She. There's two shas and there's two sas in Tibetan. Sa, say sa.
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 Sha.
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 Okay, this is sha.
Sha.
Okay, she means to explain. She means to accept an idea. She, low tone, BZHED, means to accept an idea in the first line here, in the middle of the first line. She, the B is silent, right? And by the way, Z here just represents low tone because we don't have two S's and we don't have two SHs in English. So we had to use something and we use Z. And then these poor lamas like Geshe Zopa get called Zopa because someone didn't understand the difference between pronunciation mark and and pronunciation. Okay, and we talked about it in the Hatha Yoga Pradipika in the last few days. Okay, it's and they called my teacher Tharchin. Okay, Tibetan doesn't have a thought because some idiot spelled it th because they wanted to distinguish it from T. Because in their mind, T was no aspiration, but we don't have an unaspirated T in English. We don't use it. It's all just, if a person doesn't understand the alphabet, how can they translate something? It's weird. Okay, got it? Okay, anyway, Rangi Shedun means the point that they accept. Okay, the point that they accept. Shedun, the point that they accept, the mawapo of that point,
Speaker, professor.
the one who expresses, okay, the one who expresses a point that they accept, they must have ngepa that point with sema.
They must have directly ascertained that point.
Not directly.
Or directly or indirectly.
Yeah, accurately. Okay. When a person takes a position, that position must have been perceived by them to be correct through an accurate perception. It could be logical, it could be direct, but that's okay. So now we allow non-Aryas. Okay, they just need sema. Nobody said ngunsam sema. Nobody said they have to confirm it directly. If they had an accurate perception about the truth of that thing, okay, then nak namdak.
Then that's pure speech.
Then that's pure speech. Okay. So you can teach emptiness responsibly if you have perceived it logically and not directly yet. That's okay. Your speech is still pure. Okay. Got it? Okay. Yimbata. Now we're saying that that person who wrote a commentary to the three Prajna Paramitas must have understood its subject matter, either directly or indirectly, but accurately. Okay. Okay. Yimbata. If it's nak namda, if it's pure speech. Okay. So that's kind of a relief for all of us. You can teach emptiness, and it will be pure speech if you have understood it pretty well logically. Okay, that's okay. That becomes, and that even qualifies as a shastra. That could even qualify as a classical commentary. Yeah. Cool. Because you are Kepa Kanru, you are either an Arya or a non-Arya, and you have an understanding which is based on correct understanding of the topic. Okay, cool.
So that we're kind of taking out the idea that doesn't, whether they have mental afflictions or not, has just been.
Yeah. We kind of skipped because we said Shenyang. Shenyang is a sign that you want to change the subject.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
Okay, this Shenyang here. Let's change the subject. Okay. We're not talking about distraction anymore. Okay. We aren't talking about the distraction part of his definition. We're talking about the pure speech part of his definition. That's all. We want to clarify, what do you mean when you say pure speech? And he says you should have seen emptiness directly. We say, no, you don't have to. You just need a pramana. You need an accurate perception, deductive or direct. And don't forget the third kind of deductive perception.
Authority.
Yeah. If you believe your teacher is an authority, and you just repeat what they say without necessarily understanding it logically, you still qualify as pure speech. But if you change, not pure speech. Okay. Again, Dana.
Rosa, this is shorter.
Okay. Gana de duck.
Dry.
Gone den for den med dusa se ma ne partalo.
Good.
Nice.
Now, is the person with distraction that you're talking about using pure speech or not?
Could be.
No, the example was a person with pure speech, but they were distracted.
Yeah.
Pure speech, but distracted. Okay. And we say, if it's pure speech, they must have perceived locals are deme.
That not that things don't have any self-nature.
Yeah, I don't care if they're distracted or they're not distracted. I don't care if they've overcome distraction in their mind forever or not. Are they speaking pure speech? And the guy says yes. Well then, they must have perceived
They
that.
must have directly. They must
Things are
perceive-
empty.
yeah.
They must have perceived that. I don't care if they're distracted. Okay, got it? His definition had a couple of parts. One was that they were distracted, but one was that they had pure speech. And we said, well, if they have pure speech, then they saw what they're talking about. So they're okay. Even if they're a little distracted that day. Something like that, okay? All right, interesting. Okay,
Geshe-la,
yes.
is it traditionally
Louder.
right to say Master Vasubandhu?
Louder.
Master Vasubandhu didn't see emptiness directly because he criticized Mahayana, but he wrote many shastras.
He did write many shastras, and it is tradition that he did not see emptiness directly.
Okay.
Yeah. Whether it's just because he criticized his
criticized
brother or not, I'm not sure. Okay. Okay, cool. Here we go. So what did we learn? If you're gonna write a classical shastra, it has to be not number.
It has to be pure
It
speech.
has to be pure speech. If it's pure speech, then you
Had to perceive.
do have some accurate
Sure,
perception of what
perception.
you're talking about. Do you have to be undistracted?
No.
Apparently not. Apparently it's not necessary.
What if you're not an Arya and you understand from someone else, so you can do pure speech, but you're distracted. So maybe you're overcome by mental affliction, even though you have you already have understood, but now you don't.
I would say that while you're writing, you don't have pure speech at that moment. How's that?
So then it's part of your commentary is pure speech and part of it is.
Yeah, I believe that a person is capable of pure speech and impure speech in the same day or something like that.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Same minute.
Okay. But when you, in the definition, when you define it as pure speech, you're talking about lucid moments of that person or of a person who had that experience. They just are a little, I don't know, they're thinking about cinnamon rolls or something. Okay. Okay, Tim, who's gonna read?
If she can speak loudly, Paulina.
I don't know if that's possible.
Come closer.
Why don't you come up?
Yeah, why don't you come up here?
I can move. Wait.
Uh-oh.
Tachik Kinla Ten
Ka.
Ka Tenchuki Captured Serna.
Nice. Good job.
Translate.
What's ka?
Let's go. I come here.
Mouth.
Word of a Buddha.
Yeah. And then what does Serna mean?
If you claim.
If you claim.
If you claim.
Yeah, Serna means the statement before that is wrong.
So everything in here.
Something is wrong.
A
If
class,
something is ka,
if something is a speech of the Buddha, it's
it must be.
be a classical commentary.
Okay, got it? Somebody comes along and says, the speech of the Buddha himself is classical commentary. All speech of the Buddha is classical commentary. Okay? Interesting argument. I would make her keep going because there's so much trouble.
Demi Tepatal
Nice.
Yetun Gi Ke Kan Le
Mhm.
Luxu Tenche Kinam Sak Sepe Yirtan.
Cheer.
Chirtan.
Let me tell about, huh? Let me tell. Let me tell. Isn't that mite?
Isn't that? Are you?
Isn't that mite?
I don't know. Sorry. Is that incorrect? Okay.
Correct? Okay, what did he say?
Is it a classical
All
commentary?
speech of the Buddha
It's a
is.
classical commentary.
Because
Okay,
it's
and we said, no, that's not right. David Tata, that can't be right. That cannot be right. Okay, why? If you believe it is right, let's take Jetson.
Let's take Maitreya.
Yeah, let's take the Lord. Let's take the Lord, which is Maitreya. Let's take the Lord. Okay. He gave God.
He gave the speech of the Buddha.
Yeah,
Or
he
he gave
did speak the speech
speech
of
of Buddha.
Okay. And Lokso means separately.
Mhm.
And separate from that lane.
Composed
Separate
classical.
from that, he also
Composed classical
classical
commentaries.
Okay. Therefore, not all God is
Classical commentaries.
because Maitreya wrote classical commentaries separate from his God,
Separate from his speech.
from his Buddha speech.
Well, are we allowed to say that?
You tell me. Okay, the 5 great books of Maitreya, like Abhisamalankara, etc. Are they God or where are they in the
Well, they're in the Shastras.
They're in the Shastras. But they were spoken by a
Future Buddha. I mean,
future Buddha.
he's waiting.
Okay. Did Maitreya ever speak in God? If he's a future Buddha, how can he speak God? Technically not. Yeah. So this is claiming that he gave God and tension.
Mhm.
He gave God, and then Loksa means separately.
Separately.
He gave tensions. And you have to agree that the 5 books of Maitreya, at least by the Tibetan canon organizers, they put them in the Shastras. They put those 5 books in the Shastras, but they were spoken by Maitreya.
In this case, it's indicating he did give God.
It says.
That's what it's.
Right. But when did he give God?
We gotta keep reading. Okay, the claim
Now you're
is
going to say for the next one.
he gave speech of the Buddha, and separately he gave classical commentary.
But in the tantric teaching is a Buddha, no? They consider to be.
Yeah, no, that's a good point. That's actually we're not there yet. You're gonna make her read one more? Right?
Oh, yes.
Kai Kang Trail de Girpe Tan Tenchula Yang Kai Kai Ka Yin de Gupar We Cha Gopar Sum Pei Cheer.
Good.
Kai Gong Liao Ting Shu Pei Tension. Read it backwards.
A classical commentaries
Which are written
which are, I don't know why I have a hard time with this, which are
written to
explain the true the true intent of the Buddha's speech.
Commentaries that are written to explain what the speech of the Buddha really meant. Okay, they are Kashin.
They are like the Buddha.
They are similar
to Buddha's speech.
In that they should be kupa.
They should be
honored. And respected. Okay.
Well, that's interesting.
Classical commentaries are to be respected with the same respect as the speech of the Buddhas. Okay. Cha Gopa Sung De. When it says Sung,
it's honorific.
Past tense.
That he said, that someone spoke.
The Buddhas have said.
Mm-hmm.
The Buddhas have said that you should respect commentaries to the Buddhist speech with exactly the same respect you give to the Buddhist speech.
Mm-hmm.
By the way, that's supposed to prove that Maitreya spoke his own speech
Mhm.
and commentaries on the
Mhm.
speech.
Mhm.
Yeah, good. It's a little weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, you should respect commentaries on the Buddhist speech with the same respect that you respect the Buddhist speech. And that's supposed to prove that Maitreya gave Buddhist speech and commentary to Buddhist speech. You gotta cook that one.
Thank you.
You wanna pick on somebody else?
Yeah. Venerable Suno.
Come on.
I don't have my reading glasses. It's easier for me
I'll
to
loan you
read
mine.
from
I'll
the.
loan you mine.
Oh, yes, please. It's not worked. Thank you. Perfect. Where are we?
We're right here. Let's get some video on you.
Xuanzang Yumwarma
Karma.
Parma Chechen Dertal Cheer.
They cheer.
They cheer.
Yeah, and I filled in what he's saying because he didn't clarify.
Okay.
So Shenyang means
Well, but on another topic, moreover.
which means he's gonna trip up, which means he's not gonna help us anymore about Maitreya. We're on our own about that. It says moreover. By the way, in the definition of Shinde Soje,
An innovator.
yeah, Jiten Dir Do Do No Wonder Do and Zation Did Do and Zeba Go and Yuki Munkan Be Chang Sen Pat It's a definition of Shinde Soje continuing. So those doing wrong one to jump up.
They wrote a
Yoshi, Michael,
commentary.
can we ask that you please use the microphone? We can't hear what you're saying.
Jiten Dir in this world.
In this world, yep.
Okay, so there might be a hang up there. Okay. Shenyang, moreover, let's Yum Parma Chechen.
Let's take the Mother Sutra, the Perfection of Wisdom.
What's Parma mean?
Medium.
Medium.
Yeah, like
Okay.
Bardo.
Okay.
Okay, medium. And it happens to be, it happens to refer to the 25,000 verses, okay? There's 8,000 verses, 25,000 verses, 100,000 verses. So when we say the medium length Mother Sutra, we mean the 25,000 verses. Let's take the 25,000 verses.
Are you saying that's a classical commentary?
Yeah, we're talking to the debater who started the debate. Are you saying that medium length Perfection of Wisdom is a classical commentary? And he says, why do you say that? And we say, because
Because that's
means God in nature.
because that is a speech of the
That
Buddha.
is the speech of the Buddha. Are you saying that the famous 25,000 verses Perfection of Wisdom is a commentary? And he says, why do you say that? And we say, because it's the word of the Buddha. And you said all word of the Buddha was also commentary. Okay. We can skip my notes here, which prove that the 25,000 is the one he's talking about.
Okay.
Okay.
Want to read another one?
Yeah.
I
Loud.
tried to sneak out. De na kai gong drel du gyur pei ten che yin partal de padechir.
Yeah,
Okay.
if you agree that it's classical
Commentary.
commentary, then just to clarify, are you saying that it's classical commentary, which is a delta to the gomba of the commentary?
Which comments on the true intent of the Buddha's speech.
Yeah, are you saying that the middle length Perfection of Wisdom is a classical commentary in the sense of commenting on the true intent of the Buddhist speech?
Why would you say that?
Okay. Yeah, why could he? I don't think he could say no.
Right.
But we're just trying to push him farther into the corner. You can feel it, right? We're saying, oh, really? I see. Okay, let's send him do one more.
And if this
Yeah, if you agree
Daijin,
that
because that's what you
yeah,
agreed to before.
yeah.
Okay.
Which is that I don't know, that the middle length Perfection of Wisdom is a Shastra. Oh, well, then the middle length perfection of wisdom, just to clarify, it's a shastra on the word of the Buddha, right? We're pushing in. All right, next.
Geshe Michael, I apologize. We have quite a few people in the chat struggling to hear you from the angle you are to the microphone.
We can turn all three of this thing here.
I read and then I squeeze away.
Okay, it's gonna get.
I'm not here.
cozy.
Don't read.
Like, we need a new bench.
All right.
New bench.
Yeah.
We are buying one.
All right, here we go. Let's go, Gary.
Từ na de yum war mei par mei ke tong drel yin partal ne wa de pa gang shik de la shen pei ke dong drel ma yin pachir
Okay.
yin pei cheer.
Okay, good.
So now-
No, I don't need, I'm okay. If you agree, then that supposed commentary must be a commentary on the Gongba
On the true meaning
of the Yum Parma.
of it. So of the medium length.
Yeah.
Perfection of wisdom.
Yeah, now you got the medium perfection of wisdom is a commentary on
Itself.
the medium perfection of wisdom. Because what the hell else would it be a commentary on? Okay. Let's go. Let's say it again. He's in this position of saying that all speech of the Buddha is also a commentary. Okay. Then we say, okay, that's nice. Let's take the Perfection of Wisdom Sutra. He said, okay. We say it's a commentary, right? He said, yeah, all speech of the Buddha is a commentary. Then we say, well, what's it a commentary on, dear? And we say it must be a commentary on itself, because what else would it be a commentary on? Okay, all right. If you say that all speech of the Buddha is a commentary, then the speech of the Buddha in the Perfection of Wisdom Sutras must be a commentary, right? He says, yeah. And we say, oh, really? Well, what's it commenting on? And then he says, I don't know. And we say, well, it must be the Medium Perfection of Wisdom Sutra is commenting on the Medium Perfection of Wisdom Sutra. Because what the hell else would it be commenting on? Okay, got it? Okay. Kangdo Yimba. Dubakakshi, why do you say that? Why do you say a weird thing like that it must be a commentary on itself? Well, number one, you're the one who said that all speech of the Buddha is a commentary. And it is not a commentary on Shenbeka.
On someone else's speech.
Yeah, it's some other speech. Okay. It's not a commentary on any other speech, so I guess it's a commentary on itself. Right? Okay, got it? Okay, so
does he mean somebody else's speech, or does he mean some other speech of the Buddha? I ask because it uses the honorific, right?
It just says other than that. It doesn't say of another Buddha or another speech. It doesn't specify. It just says other than, yeah.
Some other speech.
Probably another speech of the Buddha, yeah. Let's make her do one more.
Từ na nên tok kien de nên tok kien gi gong drel du kier pay ten chin partal.
Yimbatal, sarcasticos down. Yimbatal.
De pa pe chi. De pa pe chi.
Duna means if you agree that what the medium perfection of wisdom is a commentary on
itself, on
the medium perfection of wisdom. He says, okay, let's say it is. What about that? And we say, oh, really? If that scripture is a comment on itself, then the Ngunto Gen,
and the jewel of realization,
which is the main book that Tim's text is commenting on. Okay, this is a monastic textbook on the root text of the lower middle way, which is the jewel of realizations. Okay. Oh, then I guess the Ngunto Gen is a gongdrel on the Ngunto Gen.
Is a commentary on the jewel of realization.
Yeah, if the medium perfection of wisdom is a commentary on the medium perfection of wisdom, because it has to be a commentary because it's a ka, according to you. Well then, I suppose Maitreya's Abhisamalankara is a commentary on the Abhisamalankara. Yibata. They says, why do you say that? And we say,
Because that's what you already
Yes,
said.
You're the one who agreed to that. Okay. You're the one who agreed to that. She got to do one more. We can't leave it like that. Okay.
1 minute.
1 minute.
Döna tenche namdak yinna rangni kidrel pa yin
Yeah,
ge
go down.
yin
Goodbye. Oh, I guess if something is a namdak tencha,
It's a good classical commentary.
yeah, if something is a good classical commentary, then it's always a dalba on rangni.
So then I guess it's a commentary on itself.
Yeah, then it's also always an auto commentary. Okay. Then all good commentaries are commentaries on themselves. Okay. They themselves are commentaries on themselves. He says it very nice sarcasm. Oh, Rangni, do. It must be a commentary on itself, right? Okay, got it. Why? Why did we get into this problem? Because way back, he said all ka is tension. All. But I'd say it is. There's no such thing as a Buddha who didn't learn from other Buddhas. There's no such thing. It doesn't exist anywhere. Never did. Never will. Anytime a Buddha gives their speech post-Buddhahood, they are commenting on their teachers, right?
That's time, Geshe-la.
Okay, we got 2 more sections on that debate, and Tim's going to translate them from next time. And we want to see a translation, whether it's good or bad.
Well, I can do it now because we're already in the middle of it.
Okay, well, not kept.
I didn't say I can do it. What?
Up here on the 20th?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I think we're going to one hustle.
No.
Oh, sorry.
First we have some discussion with Tim.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And Geshe Michael gets to relax. If you so choose.
Yeah.
Thank you, Geshe-la. Thank you very much.
All right, that was cool. This is getting a lot of. I'm starting to enjoy this a lot.
Some people say that after a year. Some people say that after 10 years. Tim said it after only a year. That's pretty good.
All right, so I'm leading a discussion. I don't have to say anything. What do you guys think? Like, how is this applicable? Like, if you were, let's start with the question of something be a commentary on itself, right? Like the speech of a Buddha could it be a commentary on itself, right? Let's think of like, how could that apply to your life? Like, in what ways do we maybe get into that trap? Or if anyone has any other random ideas, we can go on other tangents.
The tangent I would go on is the Naknamdak thing.
The pure speech.
Is it pure speech? Can you talk about emptiness if you haven't seen it? I think that's to me, that's like a big topic he brought up here. And can you give correct teachings if you are swimming in mental afflictions yourself? Because that's the implication here.
How can we get the seeds to putting teachings if we try?
And if you have distraction, do you necessarily have other mental affliction? Because it seems like he said that.
That's interesting.
Earl, can you go super loud?
It reminded me of a story, Geshe-la, you taught once of a teacher that wasn't an Arya that taught his student, and then the student became an Arya, and then he taught his teacher.
Wow.
Like the teacher was too busy and didn't have time to do the meditation, and he was teaching his student. And then the student saw emptiness directly, and then he taught his teacher, and then the teacher saw emptiness directly. Something like that.
Yeah, there are examples like that.
Well, I guess in a way, if a student has pure view, right? And, it's their seeds that see the teacher in a certain way, that whether the teacher sees himself, how the teacher sees himself is kind of irrelevant to how the student sees the teacher.
I mean it more like it can be pure speech because the result can happen.
Yeah.
From whose side?
Most.
Both.
Yeah.
By the way, there's a big question in that context, classically, there's a big question about the students' responsibilities as far as Guru Yoga after that. What are their Guru Yoga responsibilities after that? After they become an Arya and the teacher's not an Arya, what kind of Guru Yoga are they required to keep after that?
Even better.
Wouldn't they be even more inclined to like serve their teacher?
You guys debated. I'm just the audience.
If you didn't hear, Venerable Jigme said it's your responsibility to serve them even better. That's what she's claiming. Kachik.
If the student passed the teacher in understanding and realizations, what would be their responsibilities then, Guru Yoga way?
Help the teacher to reach those levels too.
Become their teacher.
No.
It's been my experience over the years that I'm much more trouble for my teacher than my teacher is for me. That I may have commitments in theory to my teacher and I try to uphold them, but over the years it has seemed like a lot more work for my teacher to take care of me than it has been for me to take care of my teacher. So I would guess that when the teacher, you would maybe have even more responsibility at that time if you were teaching each other to take care of one another.
Yeah, that's a nice idea. Yeah.
Oh, it's coming from,
louder.
it's coming from you, like if you are an Aryan, you can't see your teacher that way, that's coming from you.
She says if you're a student and you become an Arya and you don't see your teacher as an Arya, you're not a very good Arya.
Do you agree, Krishna?
Whoa.
I don't think so.
I'll give you an interesting debate. Okay. If you become an Arya and you don't see your teacher as an Arya, but you see them as a Buddha.
So it's a Buddha who's appearing.
And you got to say, oh, there's a Buddha who's not an Arya.
Well, no, a Buddha can emanate as a non-Arya.
Yeah.
There
How
are
about that?
Buddhas, not Arya.
That feels comfortable to me.
No, Buddha
A
appeared.
Buddha can emanate as a supposedly a non-Arya.
Oh, such
If they can emanate as a tree, they can emanate as a non-Arya.
That's whatever they want. But they emanate as no Buddha, but in the truth, they are Buddhas, right? They are Arya.
Boy, when you get into this thing, like they look like this, but really they're not. That's a dangerous place to go.
If a cinnamon roll could be Buddha, then it couldn't, there's no way it could be an Arya.
Then am I killing the Buddha if I go and eat the cinnamon roll?
What's up, Joe?
Joe has
What Lindsay was saying. I was just sort of
a little bit louder.
Sorry, I was looking at all of you from back here. It's sort of like the commentary of my own thoughts, words, and actions. And I myself, if I have an understanding of emptiness, even if it's just intellectual, using that, like that is like the greatest commentary that I can make is understanding like what all of you are.
I think Joe's saying just thinking about what he's learned is itself a commentary, classical commentary, and even just to himself, maybe. Right? He's in a sense he's writing a classical commentary when he thinks about other people. Doesn't have to be written down. Because we're using Naknam, we're saying pure speech. But does it have to be written down?
No.
No, not necessarily.
Also, I had a question.
Yeah, just going back to that possibility. let's say your teacher is a Buddha emanating as a non-Arya. So my question would be like how, because in a way, if your teacher is a Buddha, then they are deciding to show in that particular form. So are they expecting you to honor that? You have to play along with that. You have to, okay, now because they are Buddhas, they decide to show us non-Arya. I have to, it's because a reason. So I have to play along and I have to now try to help them to reach Arya because they are Buddhas and they are strategically showing themselves as non-Aryas. So it can get complicated or sophisticated, let's say.
Well, if your teacher's appearing as a non-Arya and you become an Arya, they taught you how to become that. So
that's a lot of lifetimes of you didn't just pop off just from those words.
Why not?
Hey, Juan, is it possible for you to play with any other projection in that moment?
Yeah, but I don't think that's necessarily wrong.
No, listen to what I asked. If you have the perception, you have the projection of a Buddha appearing to you as a non-Arya.
Then?
And you're saying, do you have to play along with that? Well, what else could you play along with? That's your projection. That's all we can play with.
yeah, because part of your projection, because what she's saying is what's opening up is you're seeing that person as a Buddha who's appearing, like you're seeing a Buddha who's appearing that way. So you have those things already mixed together in that same seed.
What I'm saying is like you could also refuse to play. You could be like, no, they are Buddhas. I don't need to help them to become Aryas. It's already Buddha. Yeah. But what if your teacher is like, no, I'm not an Arya. Please help me. You became an Arya. Now I want to.
I saw someone try to convince Ben that he was a Buddha on the debate ground, but he couldn't do it.
So Geshe,
projections, so.
So
either you're gonna play with them or not, or how are you gonna play?
And well, I think one other point of Hasa's question is they must be, if they're a Buddha, they must have a good reason why they're pretending not to be an Arya.
Yeah.
And so if you're their close disciple and you really believe they're a Buddha, but you know that they decided to pretend they're not an Arya, should you also go along with it? Like, should you treat them like a non-Arya, or should you say, he's just BSing, he's a Buddha? But if they thought it was worth pretending, as a good disciple, should you also pretend?
Yeah.
Or should you say, come on?
So you shouldn't take your teacher.
Oh my God,
You should pretend to pretend.
Yeah.
Pretend to play?
Pretend, yeah, I mean, you're gonna see them.
No,
as a
that's
Buddha,
what
but
he's saying.
practice if they're
You
not.
would be pretending.
Yeah.
Pretend to pretend.
But I'll give you another thought. If you pretend too long, you might start believing it.
Yeah.
No, true.
So cookies or no cookies? Let's say your teacher was.
We can see online. Oh.
I know cookies are bad for your health, but the teacher wants cookies.
Yeah.
So you give them the cookies or you don't give them the cookies.
You ask his wife.
I'll give you another thought. Maybe you collect exactly the same karma by giving the cookies or not giving the cookies, depending on your motivation.
Yes.
And since it's the same thing, I think giving the cookies.
We have 1 minute. Anything else?
Something Nick said earlier that maybe got lost was the maybe why we should aspire to teach emptiness even if we haven't seen it directly yet is to plant the seeds to understand more. And then that is maybe the same as why your Lama might emanate as a non-Arya to get you to plant the seeds to see them that way and how
And then I would say if your students saw emptiness and you hadn't seen it, how cool is to have your seeds ripen at someone else, that then you're like, oh, maybe I'm getting closer.
Yeah. Nice.
And you can rejoice in having seen that, and maybe that could fuel it for yourself. Juan.
Juan, what's the news?
Take it away, Juan. Oh, and I'll just announce, stick around after the Peachtree World News or Mr. Word's Tibetan class if you want to join that. So thank you, everybody. Thank you, Geshe Michael. Thank you, Tim, and everyone for a fantastic discussion. That was a really good one. And take it away, Mr. Hasso.
Thank you, Nick. How are you doing?
I'm good. Thank you. I'm great.
Are you surfing these days?
Yes, I am. There was perfect waves yesterday, which was cool. And I had some
That's
really
awesome.
caught many waves. It was awesome.
One day we should do it together.
Definitely. I would love that.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, thank you. Let me. Yeah. I want to invite. We have two special guests today. Today we have a very beautiful opportunity to have a meditation with Tina. But I think yes. Thank you. And I didn't have the pleasure to meet you, but then I thought it would be very cool if people can get to know you more, and if you can share with us a little bit of your background, your story, how did you ended up here? And because she's maybe planning to be coming to Arizona very often, so I think it's great if we can get to know you a little bit more. So thank you for your meditation. And can you tell us a little bit about your background?
Yeah, thank you. And my name is Tina, and my Chinese name is Bobo. You can call me Bobo. Bobo. Yeah. It's so nice that this morning and I had the opportunity to guide a meditation. Geshe taught us in DSU. It's called Hierarchy of Motivations. And I'm so glad that everybody enjoyed that. I'm a DCIG organizer in China now. And I'm also helping funding for DCC with Amazing Lindsay and also the Good Night Club in China with Rosa and everybody. I started this journey under the training now 5 years with teacher Stanley Ellison and Geshe Michael, and from CSP, also DSU. So now it's already 5 years. And the 5-year good sis pushed me now to the Universal Center of Rimrock. Yeah, I'm already starting to looking for house here, and I'm very happy. I already have this feeling, a sense of belonging here, a sense of community here. So yeah, myself, personally, I'm already still very young, 41 years old.
Yes.
Okay, and I was born in Inner Mongolia, and I was Mongolian, and and also I'm married. My husband is also my classmate in CSP. Study with teacher Stanley Ellison and Geshe Michael, and also I have a 9-year-old daughter. Yay. Yeah. Okay. I love classics very much. And I started this journey actually as a Pure Gold translator voluntarily. Yeah. So this is me.
How did you learn English? I think you have very good English.
Oh, thank you.
How? School? Traveling?
Yeah, English. I did my master degree in UK. In Manchester. I studied a business degree there, MBA there, Master of Business Administration degree in Manchester University. I spent 2 years there. Yeah.
Wow. What's your English? Is not
Okay, thank you. And just tell us, we have 2 more minutes. Just tell us a little bit also about your personal likes and hobbies. What are, like, if you like doing some recreational activities, sports, or any form of art, or what kind of things you like to watch in TV?
Yeah. We have no TV at home at all. Yeah, I like in my spare time, I really like enjoy watching Geshe-la's teachings. Yeah, I know it sounds a little bit, I don't know. Yeah, boring maybe, but for me, it's even during my flight, I watch Geshe-la's teachings. I just laughed very loud because it was so fun for me. Yeah, it's so fun, and I feel very lucky, and I feel really grateful to teacher Stanley and Allison, and because of their program, Pure Good and CSP, DSU. I missed. I attend all, and so I have the opportunity to continually studied within, very closely with Geshe-la, and this really transformed my life. Yeah.
She says she likes driving.
Yeah, I like driving. Now I'm the only person. Stanley said, "Yeah, who is the only person in this community doesn't drive?" And he pointed to me, and I can drive, but just a little bit nervous here first time. But next time, anyone need a drive? Yeah, I'm Tina. You are brave. Yeah, I can drive. Yeah, this anything else? I will try. I like cooking actually. Cooking together with my daughter.
Have to check sometime.
When I successfully bought my house here, you're welcome. Yeah.
So thank you very much for
Thank you.
helping Diamond Cutter Classics. And yeah, it's great. Nice to meet you. And thank you for the meditation today. It was very nice.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay. So next we have another connected, interesting project regards the books. I guess in a way we are all here because of books today. And where is okay? Here we are. Here she is with us. Excuse my English. Mine is not from Manchester, but I want to invite our friend Rosa here with us. She's gonna show and talk with us about this cool app and project she's running these days. How are you, Rosa? It's good to see you. Good, thank
Thanks for
you.
inviting me.
A little bit, how do you say, desvelado? I don't know.
Desvelado.
How
Yeah,
do you
you
say
didn't
that?
sleep well?
No, I sleep well, but too little.
How much partying?
No, not yesterday.
Oh.
I mean, not yesterday.
Not yesterday.
Not yesterday.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying. But okay, let's go back to business.
Yeah.
Usually it's my job to make the other people nervous, but now you're making me nervous.
Okay.
Okay, tell me, what are you up to these days?
What I'm up to these days. Well, we're pretty busy at the press. We're really working very hard to catch up with Geshe Michael, which is a very, very difficult task. He actually translates and finishes books before we can, even start editing, getting it ready, getting it laid out. So, but it's a lot of fun. It's a great job, and I'm personally very excited to be part of it. One of our most exciting things at the moment is that we just launched our application, a reading application. And what is really beautiful about this application is that it will contain all of Geshe Michael's work, free. So all of the ACI courses, we're working with also YSI to see which courses they want to publish as ebooks for free. So we're not just a bookstore, we're actually trying to be the place, the library that people use for all this amazing knowledge that is being translated. We're also very excited to keep working with Diamond Cutter Classics and help publish those books, not only on ebooks. We have done a lot of strife with ebooks because ebook media is very fast and is very easy to also sort of like share with everyone. It doesn't have the cost of shipping. So it has proven to be a very good media for our friends internationally. But we also want to focus on the printed books. We get a lot of requests, and yes, we're working really hard on it to get them printed for you to have access to all the printed books.
So how is this project connected with the Good Night Reading Club? It's like, because as far as I understand what you're saying, is like you want to have this app. Maybe it will be good. We have a short video you prepared for us. It's just like a presentation, and Gina is ready to show it. So maybe we can show it now, just for people to see a little bit of the material and the content that is there. In whenever you're ready. And in the meantime, I mean, I'm talking to you, Gina, but
yeah, we can show it and then we can keep talking, because
Yes,
I actually
sure.
removed the music. It's just showing a little bit about the press.
yeah, about just like the kind of materials they are and stuff. So anytime. In the meantime, what I was about to ask is like, you're gonna have in the app, you say you wanted to have this material for free. So then what's the plan, or how are you planning to pay for the costs of production, printing the books, and other like operational costs? Can people just get all the materials like that, or what's the plan as a
Okay, so I can clarify.
budget thing?
Yeah, I can clarify. So there are books for purchases, and there are books that are free.
Okay.
So basically, the free material are the ACI teachings, because they're being offered for free. So all the ACI courses, so 18 foundation courses, all of the daily practices, and even Diamond Way. If you have the proper empowerment for it, you can also have access. And we're actually working out in a way of sharing that information with, the people who have the proper training for it. But those are the classes that are going to be available for free. Like I'll go slower. Sorry. Much slower. So yeah, the ACI courses mainly, and then we're working with YSI to see what other material we can share. Because the idea, Geshe Michael has written so many books and published, it's like really hard to grasp the vastness of the materials that are available there. And we're constantly working with Geshe-la and see if we can get certain material that he has published before, if we can actually publish those for free. We're constantly figuring out, and I gotta say, Venerable Jigme is the champion of that. She's always looking into material that we can share, because she's been working with Geshe-la for so long. She's actually our archivist, and she's always pulling out, like, look what I found this incredible teaching that he taught in 99, 96. And we're always, bothering Geshe Michael, can we publish it? So that is the kind of material that outside of the books, we are also planning to share.
Great. So you're rescuing a lot of like old, well, not old, but like previous teachings, and then try to bring them back into how to say nowadays.
Yeah,
I like that. I sometimes explore YouTube, and I have found beautiful teachings. I remember Geshe-la finding one that is called the 10 Promise to Myself by Kedrup Ye, I think.
Oh yeah.
You tell, and it's like you find jewels there hidden, like. So it's great that you are bringing those things, I think.
Yeah.
Back. I don't know, but if the video is ready, probably it's worth it to watch it. Yay.
Yeah.
So and then people can see the logo. That's the name of the app is what? Diamond Cutter Press?
DCP Library.
DCP Library.
And it is available in Apple application.
Oh yeah, there is DCP Library.
And it's also available in Google Play.
Great.
For Androids. And you can also just use the browser. If you're not a phone tablet person, you can actually also access it through using your computer. And read the books on your computer.
Great. So
the beauty of this application is that it's going to be the most complete library available to the public from Geshe Michael's translations and the Mixnox.
So we want to encourage people that are interested in this kind of material. Check it out and download the Diamond Cutter Press Library, DCP Library. It's free to download it. Yeah. We did it the other day. Yeah. It was fun. Yeah, a lot of pressure, but we did it. So yeah, do it. And thank you, Rosa, very much. We'll talk to you again soon.
Thank you.
for all
Thank you
your
for having me.
Very welcome. And that was it for today. We are going to go with Dr. Ward Smith. And yeah, I mean, I will also to invite everyone. You may know that Hatha Yoga Pradipika is happening these days. So we had some classes already, amazing classes. Really grateful to be able to be here. And I want to recommend you, if you have the chance, watch the classes. We're going to have a class later today at 5 Arizona time with Geshe Michael Roach. So yeah, check it out. Don't miss it out. And we'll see you here in the Mixed Nuts Xuanzang's Tower Translation Project Monday. See you later. Thank you, Ward.
Thank you, Juan. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Geshe-la.